Okay, everybody, so here we are. We are live on our Twitch. This is the much-awaited Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens Spoilercast.
Sing it with me, everybody. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh my god, copyright is coming.
It's fine, I'm so out of tune, it's fine.
Holy crap, can you guys believe after 30 years, some of us waiting, like me and Matt, for 20 years, it's here.
Until I was sitting in the theater, it still didn't feel real. Like, they were playing the previews, and I'm like, I'm not going to be seeing a Star Wars. They're going to play anything else. This is all an elaborate prank. There's not really going to be a Star Wars movie here. Then the music hits, oh crap, there's a Star Wars movie here.
I must have seen Star Wars a good 20 years ago as well. Like, I was only 5, I think, when it came out. Oh, I mean, when I got the VHS, rather.
Joel, I'll have you know, though, the Draft House tried to do that on us because before the movie played, they showed this clip saying that, we're sorry, but today you're not going to be watching Star Wars The Force Awakens. Instead, we're going to be making you watch the holiday special. And then, like, for a second, they wrote it up like they actually did. And then they're like, just kidding.
Sorry. Yeah, we joked in the theater they were going to make us watch one of the new Chipmunks movies. Or they got an advanced copy of Star Trek Beyond and we're the test audience.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
It'd just be a riot. There would just be a riot.
So, let's get into this. Obviously, let's start off with the theater experience because I was at the first showing. Thank you to my local cinema for inviting me and Shay as guests, to go around. Yeah, like, I shot way more, but I want to keep it down to 10 minutes, so I might show that footage later on, like some people and all that. What was great is I went around and I want to talk to more people. I want to get the experiences. I want to see why people were here. And universally, it was the same story. Either this is like one of the most important franchises. I'm here with my kids, or I saw all of them, and now I'm going to see it continue. And like the joy in everybody's face when it came to this film was just like unmatched. I've never seen a crowd as energetic as the opening night. Like. And every time, like, when the crawl started, when something big happened, it wasn't just that everybody was excited. It was that you could feel the energy because, like, all the fans were there. Subsequently, I went back on Friday night for a second showing. The crowd was dead. Like, it wasn't the same. So,
did you go Friday night?
Yeah, I went Thursday and Friday night.
Because I went
Friday night.
Oh, I went Friday afternoon, and maybe it's because it was like a lot of like adults who were really wanted to see it and the kids were in school and everything. People were still excited. Maybe it was Friday night when all the kids were coming and they're like, oh, let's just watch it, let's not get excited. I don't know, but for me, it might have just been for me.
Yeah.
Were you done, Joe? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Yeah, I was done, yeah.
I was saying, I went to the Friday night showing myself. I went to the latest show because I really wanted to get in there. I was really worried because tickets had sold out all over. And classic Joel being classic, I waited to the last second. But I was sure to get them early that day for the late show, so I had them. And I stood right behind the velvet rope and I was all ready to go. Surprisingly, my theater not really packed at all. It was like I probably would have gotten good seats had I shown up late and didn't take the initiative. But here's the thing, though, and here's the thing I will never forget. The dude who sat directly to the left of me, easily 300 pounds with severe breathing problems. So I'm like, man, dude, great seats. I was the first in the theater because I jumped right in and got my
sat next to Boogie?
Oh my god, I wish I grabbed a picture of this guy. Total problems breathing. He's at first I thought he was doing a bit. At first I thought, oh wow, that guy must be a Star Wars fan because he's doing a Darth Vader impression.
He's Darth Vader.
No, turns out he was just really unhealthy and almost dead. Luckily the movie was so loud. Yeah. Luckily the movie was so loud I didn't have to hear him, but for a second there I'm like, if you ruin this movie for me, man, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
I guess it also depends on what type of city y'all are in, because I know Armin lives in a smaller city, Joe does too, and I guess me living in like a medium to big city, the weekend before we had a Wookiee walk where people walked like all downtown in Star Wars getup and being excited, and people were excited till like Friday night, so maybe it's just the amount of people,
I'm really jealous of your city, Joe.
You live in a big city. Like, I live in a small city, and there's like 4 cities surrounding it. We were in the smallest city, which has the theater in which any opening night of any other movie is literally like, when I say it's filled up, it's like 150 people, okay? The fact that this theater literally, because I kept going out to get some footage and talk to people and, take pictures and cosplay and stuff, there was 6 screens all maxed out, and when we got out of the first showing, there was lines going outside forming around the theater all the way to the 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. showings. Like,
oh, wow.
It was just, I don't understand. I couldn't comprehend what was happening. Like, I was in genuine shock. I was like, this is like a con entrance. Like, it was just insane to see, so...
Yeah.
I know Matt saw it first, but obviously I saw it, I think, about 24 hours and change before you guys. But I went on the midnight screening. Like, the earliest time they could show was 1 minute past midnight. And it was pretty awesome. Like, there was a family there that, like, the dad and his wife and his little girl were all dressed as Star Wars characters, which was pretty fun. But it was packed out with, like, just regular nerds as well. But, it was awesome.
I think what Armin said earlier about how being a generational thing as well, because it was me and my dad, but then I was sitting next to this little kid with his mom and then her grandpa. So it was like,
and I think that's one of the greatest strengths of this new movie. Yeah. It is accessible in the way the prequels never were.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, even though there's still some like, I was like, well, how is this kid not being affected by all this this? But still, like, it was good enough. I was like, okay, it's not too serious, That's what the thing was.
Like, Grandpa's not going to recognize Jar Jar Binks necessarily, but Grandpa knows Luke Skywalker. He knows Han Solo.
Oh, and Han Solo, everybody, people pop at the moment you think people pop.
My theater had no pops. I was disappointed by the lack of pops in my theater.
Did the guy's breathing get, like, heavier or anything?
It was pretty much heavy the whole time. I was pretty assured that by the end of the movie, he might have been dead. I might have looked over, and that's how he died.
Oh, how nice of him. He did, like, make a scene of it. He let the movie finish before saying it.
He just died quietly.
I can just picture the scene, because this is a spoiler cast. We are going to talk about spoilers. Like, the first time they show Han Solo, he just goes, oh, 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 oh. It's like, I caught him again.
Man, it was so nice of Jabba to show out for this premiere.
Oh gosh, I wonder if anybody cosplayed Jabba too. I doubt they would let people, but I mean, that'd be crazy if somebody actually did.
How was your theater experience, Matt? Because you were literally the first wave to see the movies, because it started
down in Australia.
Side, so, like, I imagine it was hell, but...
what was that? Well, I didn't understand anything Armin said.
Oh, how was your experience in your theater? Because you were the first one to see it among everybody, so...
Oh, dude, it was packed with... I went to the new cinema that got built near me, got built like 2 months ago. So it was absolutely packed. I think every screen in the cinema was showing it, and there was about 9 screens. There's like 2 IMAX, 4 normal screens, and the rest are like our gold class stuff.
Jesus.
Wait, so I have to ask though, is it reserved seating, your theater that you went to?
You can reserve seats, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, because like I felt like there in some theaters that if I didn't go to the draft house, I felt like there would there'd be this big line and everything. But I think it's the fact that the draft house does only reserve seating, or they don't only do it, but that it's majority of people did it. So there's like packed 3 days. We saw lines, but we didn't see like a big con thing like y'all did. I wish because that would have been cool. I think that would have been cool to see.
Ours is reserved seating too. We didn't really get that sort of.
Yeah, if only I went to, but I didn't want to go to the ghetto theater where all the ghetto people are and all the.
You were about to say black people.
Well, I was about to say black people and Mexican, but
in our theater, all the news channels were there recording, interviewing people. The theater across the city, which is like 2 cities over, which is the rival theater, they were filled up, and a group of my friends went there because they're fucking idiots. So they were at that one, and like they were sending me pictures. I'm like, holy shit! Like each theater, out of the 2 biggest ones in Vermont, were literally loaded. So obviously when the film started, that's the biggest I think pop. Like holy crap!
I kind of wish I would have went to the one my friend went to on opening night. It's called the Palladium. It's so big that it has a bowling alley inside of it. But
I've heard of that place. How weird is it? I don't live where you live, but I've heard of all these places.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? But there's because I didn't go to that one, but it's a little bit farther out. It's where all like the rich people are and whatnot. But he went to that one and he told me like there's all these like people dressed up from like, because we have a big con here at Alamo City Comic Con. They usually go to the theaters for big movies and dress up and have people take take pictures and win prizes and everything. And there was like this big like people winning giveaways and stuff like that. He was telling me, I was like, oh man, I should have win. But you know what? Draft House, I live closer, and I still like it as much.
See, here's what was going to happen in ours, and we couldn't because it was so over, because we thought it was going to be a thing. So the theater had me organize we were going to do like a trivial type thing, and we were going to give away posters and Star Wars items. And it came time about an hour before, like, we should do it now. But the crowd was so energetic, we couldn't get people to literally calm down, and people just kept coming in. People were running, people were excited to take pictures. But we were going to actually, they had an original reel of episode 3, and the theater owner was going to cut up parts of it and give it away to the people that won the hardest questions that I had.
Oh, that's
but
good.
Unfortunately, we ran out of time, so we think we're going to try to organize that for Rogue One. Because then it's going to be even more hardcore fans, because, you know, it's not an episode, it's a Rogue One, so we're thinking we're going to do it there. But, like, the energy there, and I guess now we can transition into the, you know, the movie talk. Obviously, I think at anywhere you were, if you had hardcore Star Wars fans, you know, the logo hits, it's great. When that music hit, my theater, lightsabers were swinging, people were cheering, like, oh my god. Like,
see, I had my lightsaber, but I didn't bring it to the theater because I knew I'd be the only jackass who was doing it in small town theater.
People were cheering. I don't think I saw lightsabers going up, but that would have been awesome to see. Like, just it all pitch dark, and then you see the lightsabers going up. And like a concert fashion, you know how when people use lighters, it's lightsabers.
Yeah,
just like that.
Yeah, it was insane. So let's get into the movie. Obviously, 30 years have passed, roughly 30 years.
Just like in real life.
Yep. And we're opening up Jakku. Now, this is, of course, the big planet, and we learned that Poe has been sent by Leia, and, you know, he's got to retrieve these... he's got to retrieve the map to Luke Skywalker. I don't know why I'm trying to hide this shit in a spoiler cast. So
yes, that's the thing, everyone. We're gonna be spoiling everything. Everything's coming out. This is your last chance to back off.
Can I just say real quick that from when I overheard that they're trying to find the map, I initially thought, I was like, wow. So the first question and thing everybody asked for when they saw the first trailer is basically the plot of the movie. Where's Luke Skywalker?
Where is Luke? Is the whole crux of the whole thing.
Genius.
So,
I thought that was fun.
You know, obviously this is when we get introduced to Poe, BB-8, and Max, you know, Van Sydow's character. Now, to me, he's speaking like he's lived through some serious shit. Like, he's going to be more, like, I feel like there's going to be some sort of book or comics or something to chronicle who he is in the original series or something.
I wonder if there'll be a younger one of him in Rogue One.
That's what I'm feeling.
That would
yep.
be interesting.
Yeah,
it is funny for all the build-up, and everyone's like, oh, who's Max von Sydow playing? Oh, well, he has to be playing a Sith. He couldn't possibly be playing a good guy. Not only does he play a good guy, but he gets fucking killed in the first 5 minutes.
Who? I forget, like, what's his character exactly, though? I know he just gives the plans. He has the plans. He's gonna give it a Poe, but
touch upon it, which is why I feel like Rogue One and like a comic and a book is gonna really go into his character.
Because it's like, why do you cast a great actor like Max von Sydow and have him play just an extra, have him play just a war body?
Yeah. And you felt like he was important though because he had the plans, you know, like he the map, like. But I guess you're right. Like something, they can't do everything in the movie. They only have a certain amount of time and they have to prioritize. But still, like a comic could do this justice, you know.
Yeah.
A comic or.
I mean, he's got gravitas as well, which makes you just immediately when you see him on screen, even though it's such a small role, you get the impression like this guy's important for some reason. I'm sure we're going to find out.
He's playing the Morgan Freeman role. He's got to give the exposition, but he's got to make it sound really good.
So that scene, obviously, let's go kind of just recap the movie, then we'll go into all the individual things. So to move on from there, you know, there's a great scene, and this was such a huge pop. I think my ears actually exploded. You know, so we get Kylo Ren's arrival and everything like that.
And he's orbital drop shock troopers.
Yeah, seriously. You know, and the crowd was seriously into this. Like when he stops the blast, and it's
dude, that was so cool.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that was insane.
It looked amazing in 3D as well.
Yeah, dude, the 3D in this movie was mind blowing good, and I never say that about a movie.
Did any of you guys? I've been told this is the best way to see the movie is actually in 2D IMAX. Did any of you guys see it in that?
I didn't
I've seen it in
2D.
both. I've seen it in both.
Oh, I seen it in 2D only, but
I've heard 2D IMAX is the best way to see the movie. But
I hear they shot like some really good scenes in IMAX. Like that, I guess would be the first one when Rey and Finn are flying Falcon. But I don't know. That's skipping ahead.
Oh,
but,
that shit! That shit looks incredible.
Yeah, but that's yeah.
So,
we'll get to that.
Honestly, going past that, we get to go and Rey gets BB-8. So then the Empire comes back. They're attacking them, and on the ship, how they got to that point was Finn has this moment where he's sent down. He's told to kill people, and he doesn't. Now, here's the first part I really want to get into. They explicitly say these kids are literally stolen at birth or very young.
And programmed.
They're programmed, mind wiped, and they even bring up, hey, what do you want us to do? You want us to bring back a clone army? It's like, no, we don't, we'll stick with this plan. So my question to you guys is he what a lot of people were thinking is somehow going to be tied to Lando, and that's why we could see him in the future? Like it's his son that was stolen at a young, age or something.
I would love that.
I think that's a little too convenient, especially given the other family connections that we've already seen and the ones that are even more so implied. I think it's cool that Finn's just a guy.
And
I
also
feel
like
that would be the best way to do it, but I feel like they want to do that just to have a reason to bring back Lando.
as a connection type thing. I get it, but I think I agree more so with Joel in the whole. I mean. There's the whole up in the air if Rey is related to one of them, but with Finn and Poe being separate, like family is not related to anybody from the originals, I think that's what makes it cool because he started a new kind of family or lineage in a way.
There's a torch passing thing that's going on. And I think the idea too that completely mind wiped, no names, just numbers. How this is kind of like. Finn's coming of age story in the movie as he's learning to be a man and learning to be a person, more or less.
I like to think
there's also, in the original films, Han Solo was just a guy, and you don't need to have everyone related to everyone. Lucas thankfully held out on putting him in the prequels, but
but then you have one.
He's not. Have we got basically told now that he's not force sensitive? He's just sort of lucky.
Yeah, he was just a guy.
Yeah.
So I still think the Force is. I still think the Force has brought them together, and he was needed. Like that was his destiny to become a hero. But the Force finds heroes in people who aren't Force sensitive, like Han Solo. So that's what I loved about his character. He was needed at that moment.
Now, dude, his destiny was to keep grabbing Rey's hand because
it's true, even though she didn't want it. I love that so much. He keeps trying to save a woman who does not need to be saved at all. She's like, "No, I got this, dude. I got this."
She's like, "I'm way more badass than you, man."
She really is.
I like to think in that moment, though, the one where he realizes, like, oh, man, I don't want to kill these people anymore because his friend dies, right? And he has blood on his helmet. Yeah. I like to think that it was his friend's birthday next week and he had this big present or something, and it, makes it more emotional,
He was 2 weeks away from retirement.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like
you just add this whole sanitation. He said he was in sanitation. Right. Maybe he didn't want to kill anyone, and that was like the first time he'd been taken out in the field, and that's why he just
it was that. There's a book that explains it that it was, but he was also meant to be the top 1% of all stormtroopers as well. Like he was good at everything,
which is why
he didn't want to kill anyone.
Yeah,
right.
So. You
gotta admit the irony is kind of funny there, though. He's like, I don't want to kill people. I go on this adventure and end up killing so many people.
That's all right. They're bad people.
But he kills bad people. They don't count.
It's true.
So the next scene, First Order attacks them on Jakku. We see, Rey and Finn running, and loudest pop of the night. You're not that hunk of junk. Their ship gets destroyed. Get to the junk, and it's the Millennium Falcon.
It's the Falcon. It's the
Falcon.
Yeah, I think that was because. I think it's cool that they didn't pan to it at first when they said, "What about that one?" And because it makes it more of a better reveal that they waited. Oh, let's go to the garbage one.
What's funny is if you watch it, when I watched it in 2D, I paid attention, and when they run by, there is a slight over-the-shoulder type of look where you can see the Falcon, but it's heavily covered. So it's there,
only spot it in that shot in the trailer.
Yeah. So.
Oh, really?
I saw it passed around.
I super love that scene, and how cool was it that the entire time we actually saw the trailers and stuff, we thought it was going to make Han and Chewie piloting that thing. It's like, no, that's
we were totally wrong. What a surprise!
But I was thinking, I was like, after playing Battlefront, I was like, come on, Finn, I shoot better than you in the Falcon. Come on, man,
nice mystery boxing there, JJ. Good job.
Yeah, but I think we kind of like went over the moment too of when we saw like we were with Rey for like a good amount of time of how she's just alone, dude. And I was like, man, I feel bad.
Stranded on a planet that she could very well have left, but decided not to leave because she's waiting for someone and has been waiting a very long time.
Well, someone that's never coming back.
Do you think someone actually was going to though?
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure we all have a similar theory though of who Rey is.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But no, I don't think they're coming back.
So this is where they go into space. They're found by Han and Chewie. Oh man,
yeah.
And
we're home.
You know what the greatest part of this scene was? When both sides start arguing, they're like, oh, you've cheated everybody. He's like, not really. He's just trying to talk his way out of it. And Chewie's like, yeah, that doesn't work, buddy. So
I like that.
It's great
30 years into the future, he's still like borrowing money off the wrong people and just fucking over everyone. And
I like that 30 years later, and he's upgraded to a bigger ship. He has like a whole huge freighter of his own now, and he had a bigger crew, but they're gone now.
Are those the guys from the raid that were like,
yeah,
because they look
the
like
Asian gang.
Yeah,
the Kanja Club.
I wouldn't
Club,
mind
which is a great name.
I wouldn't mind seeing like more of like that type of stuff too.
We
it doesn't always have to be the big battles, but still, the moment when they're running away and like they're hiding Finn and Rey, and a lot of times Rey is the one who saves Finn.
Yeah.
Like, with the door, and he's all like, yeah, and she didn't even take credit for it. She's like, yeah, that was lucky that the door went down. And I was like,
Rey is super talented. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that's the new, contrarian stance on Force Awakens. To be like, well, I didn't like the movie because Rey was too good at anything, or too many things because she was a mechanic, and she could fly the ship, and she could do all this other stuff. And I'm
just like Anakin and Luke, who are also heavily Force sensitive.
Dude, like Kanan, for crying out loud. Yeah. That dude's a smuggler and a Jedi and a cool pilot and a bunch of other things, and y'all love Kanan. So
basically, if you're Force sensitive, you're getting paid the big bucks. Is what it's all about.
Let me tell you about a little guy named Dash Rendar and all the things he can do.
I'll tell you one thing I would love to see, though, is he mentioned how many people had basically had the Falcon since Han Solo lost it. They mentioned like 4 different names or something. Wouldn't you just love to see like a montage of just each time the Falcon got sold on? Like,
we'll probably get that in comics. We'll probably,
I was going to say, that's a mini series.
Just follow the Falcon.
Well, now that Episode 7 is out, the whole 30 years is now open to them, right? So undoubtedly in the next 2 years we're going to get so many things focusing on it, which obviously I really can't wait to see that. But
hey, Marvel Comics, you got the rights to it.
Right. So the next thing we're going to go to is obviously after that, whole thing, they go down to Maz Kanata. Now, this is going to be the first heavy part we've really tried to focus on for a while. We see that, Rey has this moment where the lightsaber is literally calling to her. Maz Kanata actually explains the Force without the fucking midichlorians.
Which is nice.
Thank God for that one. And when she touches the saber, this is like Easter Egg City.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah. Our first real look at Luke in the movie as well.
Well, I mean, you see his hand.
It's Luke. He's wearing.
Yeah, we know it's Luke, but we see his hand, and I think he's shutting off R2-D2 right there.
In a movie where we barely see him, it's our first look at Luke.
I mean, but this is where I don't know if we all had probably the same theory that I thought they made it seem like Rey was Luke's daughter, not just because she had a flashback because of Luke when she touched the saber. Because when he touched the saber, that's Luke's saber, so you're gonna have a flashback. But they made it seem throughout the movie that she's the daughter. They don't want to tell her it. They want her to find on their own. Yeah.
I mean, they say that it was Anakin's first as well. And, that immediately says, like, it's passing through a family line. It was
I
his
am
father's,
a Jedi,
it was
like
his, and now it calls to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am a Jedi, like my father before me and his father before him.
Are you on the same boat, though, or no? I'm completely way off. Like, is she the daughter? Because it just seems implied.
I assume. It's heavily implied.
I mean, for me...
My thing is it's heavily implied, but I feel like they're trying to do some more, messing with us. To me, I feel like he's going to be, or she's going to be the new Anakin, where literally she's birthed by the insinuation that the Force gave her birth, like Anakin.
I
That's
hope
my
they
feeling.
don't do another birth like that, to be honest.
Heck, maybe she's connected to Snoke is the thing. Wouldn't that be
Oh
something?
yeah, oh that'd be it. But for me though, the reason I saw it as like that is because when I was watching it, first they show that he's being Luke's being backstabbed by that dude Kylo, and then you see her as a little kid crying because the ship is flying, and to me it made it seem like it's been done before. Luke it's poetry because it rhymes thing that after being backstabbed and now he's in danger, that he leaves his daughter on a planet that nobody probably will go to look for.
In the same way he was dumped on a desert planet as a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what I thought else. But they could could be right. They could be messing with us.
Only difference is Luke didn't dump his kid with a bunch of slave owners. Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but I mean he dumped the kid by herself.
Right, and also
on some horrible slave planet where you trade junk to survive.
Well, there was also like other stuff in pretty much in that whole sequence. There's obviously the Empire Strikes Back callback. There's some familiar voices and musical cues.
Yeah,
she sees
Ewan McGregor did a voiceover for that.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
but she sees the future, doesn't she? In that when she sees Kylo in the forest in the snow. And I was like, oh, that's gonna happen because I remember I saw it in a trailer. I was like, oh, and then, but yeah, I mean, hopefully she does hopefully it doesn't take her till the third one that she's more trained because Luke starts training in the second one in Empire, doesn't he?
And now it looks like she's going to be training in the second one too, and Luke will be the Yoda in this situation.
But I would hope she's at least more trained. Like they imply that she's training before before the next movie, episode 8, and then I guess towards the middle or the end that she's already kind of like finished what she needed.
Well, maybe
to do,
she won't quit her training halfway through the same way Luke did,
and lose her hand. Yeah. Wouldn't that be some shit if she loses her hand too? It's like, God damn it!
Every time with this shit, every time.
Everybody's losing their hands, man.
I just remember The Simpsons now. Screw you, Hamill. You never even finished Jedi school.
So let's talk about the other aspect of that, though. We're trying to tie into how she relates to the bigger picture. The biggest relation to anything would obviously be the revelation of Kylo Ren is the son of Leia and Han. Now, he's
Ben Solo.
Ben Solo. So
his name is Ben. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, I loved that moment. Jesus. As soon as he said that in the theater, my heart just started racing.
Oh, that line he said, man, holy shit.
Now let's talk about the character in general, because I know Tom doesn't like him.
Oh, I thought you said you did like him, Tom.
I like him, but he's the weakest part of the movie. I think he's going to be amazing in the next one.
To me, he's actually the best character in the movie, and probably my favorite.
I think so.
I think he's got a great character arc. I mean, let me just explain what I'm saying, though. I mean, I think he's got a great character arc. I don't like him so much at the beginning when he's sort of crying and being a bit sort of Hayden Christensen. I just think at that moment he's kind of a whiny bitch.
But that's his character, though. That's like,
he has a progression by the end of the movie. I love him. He'll be badass. He has great moments near the beginning. I loved his when he took his lightsaber to the computer panels and shit like that. That was great.
He had a Sith temper tantrum.
I think that's what Tom wanted, though. He wanted to see more of the power. Yeah, he wanted to see more of the power.
I want to see him really embrace the dark side because he seemed so scared of the light, but he didn't embrace the dark side.
It wasn't until I watched it the second time that it more clicked with me because obviously he's very unstable, and there's this moment in the movie that he is having it's the second tantrum he's throwing, and these troopers are walking, then they stop and turn around. It's almost like this is second nature, like he does this.
Clearly he does this a lot.
When he's talking to his father, he says he has to do something to fully, complete his like almost transformation. And that something is he wants to be Darth Vader. He hates Anakin. He knows he turned good, but he wants to stand for what Darth Vader did, right? He wants to control the universe, the galaxy.
I will finish what you started, Vader.
Anakin turned bad, and Darth Vader kind of at the end was all like, I'm kind of good again, but even when he's dying.
The Anakin part, right?
Vader
was pure evil. So in my mind, I see what he was going for and how whiny he was, because let's face it, Luke never fully finished his training the way he should have either, So looking at this, when I was watching the movie and trying to connect everything, there's those great moments where he's throwing a tantrum or he seems weak and unable to do what he should up until he kills his father, where he feels like he's completed what he truly needs to be. Really,
that's the moment
evil.
I started really liking Kylo. By the way, like that's his progression.
Driver,
Once he did that, I knew he was bad, because before I still had it in the back of my head from that the light side is enticing me and all this shit. I was like, oh shit, what if he turns good and in the rest of the films he's one of the good guys? I would hate that.
I still think he might by the end of it. Actually, I think they're working up to a face turn crazy.
I don't want it happening by the end of this movie. You know what I mean?
No,
I thought he was gonna hug Han Solo, cry, and go off into the sunset.
Credit to Adam Driver, man. When he's doing scene with Harrison Ford and he's crying and everything, I'm like, dude, you are a good actor, man.
I thought, like,
I just wasn't buying his evil until that moment.
Well, that's
I like
the point. You're
because
not supposed to buy his evil because he's an evil poser. Is the thing? He's not nearly as bad as he acts. Yeah, he's a total wannabe. Is the thing.
But the thing is, though, he's compensating, though.
That.
Yeah. He's compensating because he's small down there. That's why, you know.
He's super compensating. That's why his lightsaber is so big and so ridiculous. He's putting on this front of being the biggest, baddest Sith dude to the point that friggin' Snoke is manipulating him. And they even say it throughout the movie where it's like, you know, he's just using you, right? And when he's done with you, he'll do away with you.
I thought there's also, I mean, I may be looking way too into it at this point, but the whole of why he's trying to be like Vader, it might also be because, you know, Vader, he technically was of the Skywalker lineage, and, you know, Luke, he's Skywalker, one of the best. And then Kylo, born in the Solo lineage, you know, he's not a Skywalker, so he felt like he wasn't born in the lineage he was supposed to.
Did anybody...
I see that.
Yeah.
Did any... obviously, I really enjoyed the scene where he's sitting there and he's talking to the helmet of Darth Vader, right? He's talking to it like it's there.
Yeah.
Now, when he goes and talks to Rey, when he takes his helmet off, did you guys realize where he puts it?
No.
Yeah, in the fucking ashes.
It's ashes of Vader.
Oh, wow.
His helmet sits in his fucking ashes. And at that moment, the character was 100% sold to me. Because when he puts that back on, he's goddamn breathing those things in. He's wearing his grandfather's ashes. Like, that's disturbing. Like, and in my mind, I saw why Luke is in hiding. He couldn't stop his own relative from falling down to exactly what his dad did. And he's realized, why can't I do anything right? So he locks himself away from everybody, you know?
He put in Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan even went on hiding, remember?
Yeah, it's like, if I can't save my own nephew, then I'm really in no place to rebuild the Jedi Order and all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it's so he's this fixation. He's not persistent, but in some ways psychotic. You know, but
he's definitely
I feel in a way he's just like, you know, he's leveling up as the film goes on, and in the next film
What I loved about him was the whole inferiority complex he got. Where it's like, I'm not as good as Vader, I'm not as good as Rey, I'm not even as good as General Hux, who completely, you know, is his foil throughout the movie. He's like, Snoke likes me more.
But that's why I'm saying, like, of the whole that he is born from the Han Solo name or the Solo name instead of the Skywalker name, so he feels he has to be more powerful and everything because he's not of the Skywalker. He's from the Solo.
There's a lot to unpack in that character, and there's a lot to really like. And what I think is cool moving forward, the last thing we hear about Snoke is he's like, you know, he must return to me to finish his training, which means probably for the sequel, he's going to be doing his training while Rey is doing her training, and we're probably going to see them like along two paths, you know.
Yeah,
and I like that kind of like mirrored character journeys. I think that's really interesting.
I mean, he wasn't Kylo wasn't my favorite character of the film, but I still think he looks badass. Just like his cloak and everything. Like, like I want that. I want to be on the dark side just for that. Like his clothes.
Hey, you know who has that? Armin has that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's pretty. I felt like shit wearing it after the movie, though. Walking around the theater, I'm like, oh no, kill on! What the fuck? I don't want to wear this.
Get beaten up in the car park.
Well, you know, there's that thing that famously Hitler hired the best fashion designers to make the Nazi uniforms.
Hugo
so
Boss.
Maybe it's like the First Order's doing the same thing because the dark side always have the better outfits.
The finest designers in all of the galaxy.
You think though, like when he was interrogating Rey, you think that he knows that Rey's somewhat like if she's Luke's daughter, that he knows it's Luke's daughter.
I'm glad you.
But maybe
right
she
into
doesn't
that,
know that
because when he's interrogating her, he says she has scenes in her head of an island surrounded by water.
Yeah, she dreams about it. She dreams about it.
But I mean, there was this thing as well though. The moment they said he's got a girl was helping him. It's like a girl. It's like they've been looking for this girl.
See, that's
they've been looking for her for a while.
I feel like Luke maybe found her at this Jedi temple because in the comics that me and Matt are reading, all Luke is doing is looking at old Jedi temples. So
I haven't read all the ones y'all have read.
I literally feel like he's gonna try to find a place to hide. He gets down to this island, and there's a baby, like a little girl there. He's like, what the fuck do I do now? Get rid of her, I guess. She's very good with the Force. All these hints they're throwing in here lead me to believe that she has to somehow be tied to Luke, right? Like,
but what you're saying is...
balance to the Force.
What you're saying, though, is that she's an adoptive daughter. Still technically a daughter.
Yeah.
So,
that's cool. Which makes sense, too, because technically Jedi aren't supposed to have kids, even though it doesn't fucking stop them from having kids all over the place.
I think that she actually is his daughter and, like, actually grew up with him when she was, like, I don't know however old she was, dropped on Jakku, but she didn't know her father's name. She only knew what he looked like, so that's why at the end there's no talking. She, like, realizes that her father and Luke are the same person.
Yeah, it would also make a lot of sense, too, for Luke to have like a kid the old-fashioned way, because he was always kind of a maverick Jedi who kind of went against the weird stoicism of the old order that led them to such ruin. So it would make sense for Luke.
Jedi.
It would make sense for Luke to be like, in my new Jedi order, we can have sex with ladies if we want, is the new thing.
That's his first order of motion.
Not only with each other. What?
Yeah, really. No more of that.
After 30 years, though, it's like the rebels are still resisting the Empire, and the resistance in the First Order.
Are they, though? Because they made a point of saying that there is a new republic, so there's people living... Because there's people living normal lives. I assume this was just a smaller shadow war going on between two fanatic sects out there, where it's like, the Republic hasn't been drawn into this war yet, but the remnants of the Rebel Alliance and the Empire are still fighting just under
the Resistance is part of the Republic, and they're like secretly funding the Resistance.
They even say that. I mean, they go to the point that's why they destroy them, because they're the ones that are protecting the Resistance, the Republic.
Matt brought up a good point in one of our chats, so I'll let him explain. How did the First Order kind of come to form out there?
It's probably going to get explained in more of these books, but there's a book out there called Aftermath, and it takes place about in the 30-year gap. Mm-hmm. And in that 30-year gap, before Emperor Palpatine died, he sensed the dark side out in the unknown regions, and he sent a bunch of people out there and all ships and colonies and whatnot to find out what was going on. And then the Empire got destroyed and everything, and then out of the unknown regions came the First Order with Supreme Leader Snoke.
That's cool.
So he's some unknown factor.
I hope he's big, though. I hope he's not the whole little Napoleon thing.
That's what I want to focus on next. Snoke. Pretty damn awesome what we got from him.
Great design.
We're going to have to go further into that in the next movies. What do you guys think? Do you guys think he's big, normal, or tiny dude?
I think
the creature designer said he's 7 foot tall.
Oh, wow.
I kind of hoped he was 30 and everything. He was actually as big as the projection.
As the hologram makes.
Yes.
That's such a cool image, because when you see him for the first time and you don't know it's a hologram, you're like, dude, is he actually that big?
Yeah, I kind of want him to be. I know, Joel, you thought it might be the whole Napoleon thing where he's 3 inches or something, and then he's just making himself look big. But I don't know. I think it'd be so awesome if he was that big and intimidating. You know how intimidating that would be if he's that big?
Yeah.
So many questions, too, where it's is he a Sith? Is he something different? Is he even human? Is he an alien? What the hell is he?
I think he could be something different. Maybe he's more of an advanced Sith. He's taking the Sith to another level. He's taking
to
this level.
Circus, he can be whatever he wants to be.
It's true.
I don't know why. This is my theory, and I feel like they're kind of gonna maybe play with this. To me, when I was watching it, and they're talking about and then I obviously read Aftermath, so I'm gonna reread it again, but. To me, it feels like if he's out there in the unknown parts of the galaxy that not a lot of people, went to and stuff, it kind of feels like they're going to do the whole... Now, I'm not saying they're bringing goddamn fucking Revan back, people, so calm the fuck down. I'm saying they're going to do the Revan thing where someone that the Emperor sent out there that was kind of sensitive with the Force maybe found something ancient, and it's kind of eating away at him, which is what we see, kind of the whole Darth Malak type thing. And I feel like that he... amount this army out there to even try to take out the Emperor. But then they were gone. He's like, well, fuck it. I'll just do my own thing. I'll take out everybody else. So I feel like he's going to be some sort of ancient evil we haven't seen yet.
You know
which
what?
is why, which to me is a reason why they're not saying anything about what came before Episode 1, because they're waiting to pull that trigger and expand on the old stuff before that.
That doesn't sound insane at all. That actually sounds very plausible, especially because what Maz says here really opens up this new trilogy in a way we've never seen before, when she refers to the Clone Wars and, you know, the war with the Empire and everything. And she says, you know what? Many wars have come before. These are all just battles in the oldest war of all time. The darkness versus the light. And I'm old enough to have seen them all. And I'm like, whoa, dude. So that's why we keep seeing all the same stuff in Star Wars? Because this is just like a circular thing that keeps happening over and over again?
Life. That's the circle of life.
That's kind of amazing. Yeah, it's kind of an amazing blank check to write yourself, because that means you can do stuff like have another doomsday weapon and another bunch of ships shooting at it and have another droid with secret plans and everything, and be like, no, this is the point, because history is repeating itself and will continue to repeat itself.
And there's also the other aspect of when the Emperor sent the, you know, people out there and stuff. Clearly, Snoke, if he ordered the construction of this new Starkiller base, this would have taken way more than the Death Star took to construct. Like, it's sucking up the power of the star. So he probably started this project before he ever knew that the Death Star was the second one was the biggest failure ever, right? So
yeah.
Also, hey, how cool is it? How cool is it that it's called the Starkiller base, and Luke Skywalker was supposed to be called Luke Starkiller?
And I love that it actually kills stars.
Yep.
Oh,
literally.
That's fucking awesome.
Do you think though, like, that he knew of Palpatine, Snoke, because it seems like he's something so ancient no one's ever seen before? You think
he knew of the Empire, so
yeah, but do you think like Palpatine came to him for advice or something like that? I mean, it's up for
Palpatine wouldn't know about him though.
There was a lot of theories going around that he's Plagueis or someone. I don't believe any of those. But
is that Plagueis' staff that Rey uses?
I don't know how they're going.
It's just a staff.
I'd be cool though if it was. I don't know. I like the staff. I wish she would have used it more though. Like
she should have hot glue her lightsaber to the end of it, so she's got extra reach with her lightsaber. That's
maybe
what I
she'll
would
get a dual-bladed lightsaber.
Oh my god,
I wouldn't mind that.
That'd be fucking
sweet. Be like, hey, there was this dingbat named Darth Maul who used to use this, but you make it look cooler.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that aspect of it, obviously. Now let's get on to Han Solo's death, and what does this do for everything?
It means Harrison Ford doesn't have to keep doing these.
But Harrison Ford's coming back, though.
Oh, but Harrison Ford's coming back for the next one.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Flashback, Force Ghost.
The whole cast is coming back. Everyone, even Max von Sydow.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Flashbacks to the assault on the Jedi Temple.
I guess.
Then who died at the end?
I think Han would have been there.
Who died at the end though on the Starkiller base? If it wasn't.
Han died for real, but the actor's coming.
No.
back.
No. I meant like because I know they got Kylo. Did Hux die or?
Oh no, he survived.
Oh, he took Kylo. He took Kylo, right?
At the end, when they're running around, they're like, "We should retreat." He's like, "General Hux isn't even here. Look around."
Oh yeah, you're right.
Already gone.
And remember, Snoke tells them to get Kylo Ren to complete his training, which brings us back to Kylo Ren. He doesn't know how to use the Force fully, and I think Snoke has been kind of holding back till he killed his father to prove that he can go because he didn't want him to turn, because there's a great conflict even when Kylo is talking to the freaking helmet of Darth Vader. He says he can feel the light coming back to him, and he hates it. So he's still good under there. Leia is right, and I think.
Well, there's both sides to it when you're you're Force sensitive. You could go either way, really, or you could be in the middle. You could be great. It's just that
again, he's posturing is the thing. It's like he knows the truth. Everyone else knows the truth. He just won't admit it to himself.
And it's a great thing to see that the differences, I guess, because or I guess in movie wise, because I mean in Return, Palpatine was wanting Luke to kill his father to go to the dark side. He doesn't, but you see Kylo actually does. Luke doesn't, Kylo does. And I think Kylo's saying that I'm better than Luke Skywalker because I finally killed my father,
Yeah.
I killed my dad when push came to shove.
Yeah, Luke didn't. So I was like, I don't know. It's just I can't wait to see what kind of training both of them are gonna go through.
I guess one of the other big mysteries going forward is what the hell are the Knights of Ren? We saw them briefly.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
they
going back to
Luke, man.
Going back to Kylo Ren's trainings for a second, though, we do already know that holding back a Jedi's training turns them to the dark side, because we all remember Hayden Christensen's line. It's Obi-Wan! He's holding me back!
Well, okay, let's go talk about the Knights of Ren, then we'll get to the training and all that. So, after Return of the Jedi, give or take, let's say 10 years approximately, Luke Skywalker starts a new Jedi Order. He has a bunch of Jedi that he finds that he's training. One of these happens to be Ben Solo, and he turns on him due to the temptations of his grandfather.
Right.
Now, that's all we know. That is literally all we know. Do you guys...
Did he take the rest of the students with him?
Right. Like, what happened there, you know?
I think he murdered them all.
Oh.
What if they're? Oh no, I was about to say, what if those the people Kylo was standing around in the rain, the other students? But nah, it's probably just like other people Snoke had, because didn't Snoke say that he put him up with the Knights or whatever? Right?
Yeah, well, they seem to imply that he was the leader of the Knights of Ren because his name was Kylo Ren. Does everyone just get name and then Ren at the end, or what's the deal?
Could this
I've
be
got a theory, guys.
All right.
You know, right, here's the theory. There was another Jedi at the Jedi school, and it's that character from Jakku that we saw get killed in the opening scene, the old man. He is the Jedi that took Rey to that planet, and he's secretly watching over her like Ben Kenobi watched over Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's why they're
Well, then, like, why wouldn't he have said anything to Poe though? Like,
She might have
there's someone
known
here
him,
who
she
can help
would-
you.
He might still be protecting her secret.
Possibly.
even from
He
the
probably
resistance.
figures that's the most important thing, because I mean, especially with Kylo Ren coming, if he thinks that's even a slight possibility, why would he?
Yeah,
take
I mean,
it?
look, if he told Poe got captured like minutes after.
And got tortured
Exactly.
and eventually
Kylo Ren
spilled his
catches her
guts.
with no effort.
Yeah, so that's like.
I like that theory a lot.
Yeah,
One I
same.
was going with probably isn't anything, but this is just a theory I was going with, that Luke did in fact have someone hand by hand, training these people with. That whatever temple they were training with where the new Jedi Order was going to be established, they found the oldest order of Jedi / Force-sensitive users, and they were called the Knights of Ren. Now, the reason Kylo Ren took it is because he wants that power, and he believes that he is the new start of the Knights of Ren that will lead to only the Sith existing.
I was going to say, the fact that they don't really use the term Sith or even Darth, is this like them trying to have like a rebranding and a fresh...
That's what I'm thinking. Like, they're going back to the most fundamental there is of the Force, which would have been the first emerging Force sensitive, which I believe will be the Knights of Ren, and the ancient Knights of Ren, not the new ones. So
The little lady in the cantina thing, though, I forget her name, but the one with the cool ass glasses.
Maz, she mentioned the Sith for a second.
She said the word Sith in her whole speech about the war repeating itself and good versus evil and that. Like, that was, I loved that she did actually say Sith.
It's the only time we really hear it.
It's the literally the only time.
Since we're actually doing this on Twitter, some guy said, do you think Kylo killing Han is there no coming back for him? I don't think so. Once you kill your dad, that's like...
That you cannot come back. I don't think
you can't come back.
But he can maybe heroic sacrifice,
Yeah, but you can't come back and actually there's a line, and that's what he was talking about, saying that he needed one more thing, and he crossed that line.
Until we find out that this was a secret plan that he and Han were working on for him to kill him so he could get closer to Snoke and take him out, because this was a secret plan they've been working on.
Conspiracy theorist over here.
Yeah, here we go. When Han dropped into that thing, Lando flew in with the Falcon. Hey, old buddy.
Old ass Lando.
Hey Joel, how's your Millennium Falcon fucking chemtrails? Go spread them somewhere.
Lando just fell into like a large tube slide.
Jet fuels do melt.
Lightsabers can't melt fucking steel beams. I'll prove it.
But wait, they can though.
No, they can't.
Oh yeah, there was that scientific thing about it recently.
But it's just I really want to know more about the Knights of Ren. It might be more so that I named my fantasy football team after them, but still.
Nice.
it was like the Knights of Wat. But it's like there's something interesting about it that I just want to know. And I mean, I would love to know, like, whether it's a comic, a book, or whatever they want to do. Just like the old ancient history, you know, it's so open to them now, and they can do what they want now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's the thing, too. I mentioned it in my own review, and I think it bears repeating here. Force Awakens is a movie when you leave, you're going to have questions, and that's okay, because they are going to be...
It's the first part of a trilogy.
Yeah,
absolutely. But even better is you're going to have questions, but you finally have answers.
Yeah.
So it does both things, and it balances them very well. It answers a bunch of questions we had after Return of the Jedi, but it takes it on to that next step where it's like, oh, okay, you know, I appreciate that you guys are answering questions, but some of these answers are leading to bigger questions that could be more, you know, profound and, you know, to the Star Wars universe. So, yeah, I'm completely, you know, into that.
You know, I don't know. It's just like we're talking, like, for some reason, it just popped in my head of how we're talking about how, you know, Kylo kills Han, he kills his father, steps over the line. Luke doesn't kill Vader, but to Anakin, I guess, Obi-Wan was his father, and he couldn't kill him. So technically, Kylo does.
Well, he killed him many years later, though.
Yeah, but he killed him more so, like, at an earlier stage of his life and training as a Sith. And I think he feels like because he did that so early on, he's going to be able to surpass even Vader now, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Even though he kills him later on, it's so early.
I'm a big dick OG now. Everyone's going to respect me.
I'm telling you, dude, he's compensating. That's his totally character.
I like that theory a lot, that he's compensating with his big unruly lightsaber.
I just imagine him after hours in the Starkiller bar, just like, I only do this because of my tiny dick.
Everyone's like, oh god, he's doing
I
it again.
hate my dad because he made fun of my tiny dick.
Because everyone knows Han Solo is the biggest dick in the galaxy.
Oh, God.
He would do something like that.
You know, I know we didn't.
They went to Jedi school and they all made fun of his tiny dick. And that's why he killed them all and led them.
You'll never be a good Jedi.
This is amazing extra continuity.
Emperor Snoke was like, I can make a hologram that makes your dick look giant. He's like, fuck yeah, I'll do whatever you tell me.
He was one of those ads. He clicked on one of those ads that you see in the...
That's his tempting to the dark side. It's not, I won't stop your loved ones from dying. It's the dark side of the Force will make your dick way bigger.
It's literally just an enlarge your penis pop-up ad.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you heard it here first, folks. Scoop.
It's all the big spoiler stuff we want to kind of talk about in this. Now, let's talk about where we kind of think it goes, and what does this do for the rest of the franchise? Because
well, we haven't talked about like the big Rey versus Kylo fight yet.
Oh, amazing!
Oh, if we want to talk about the fight, oh my god, it's probably my
we
second favorite.
We should talk right to the end of the movie.
That was like
we haven't even talked about her meeting Luke at the mountain yet. And
beautiful.
Yeah, I was going to roll that into the future, but okay. So the fight after Empire Strikes Back, it's my second favorite.
It's pretty damn good. It's not flashy at all either.
You know what though?
In the snow.
I feel like there is a difference because I was in awe when watching that fight between like when Finn and Rey were tag teaming on Kylo. Like the Finn went first, got down, and then that's when he got eliminated, and that's when Rey had to jump in. But I was in awe of how good it was. But I know there's that moment when Finn first uses it against that stormtrooper that says traitor, because they always kept saying it. They're like Kylo says he's like traitor.
He's like, Kylo Ren just killed his fucking father. Who's the traitor?
Yeah, who's the real dickbag over
I was just gonna say I wasn't on that, but I don't know. There's this I guess Rey went into like this. She was raw, like this anger, like she's like she thought Kylo had killed Finn, you know. So she let the raw Jedi.
But that's what I want to talk about for a second, because watching this fight, especially watching a second time, I'm trying to. Instead of watching the fight, I was trying to pay more attention to how they move around and what they're doing. Kylo Ren is fighting out of the urge to kill. That's his one mission.
Yeah.
When Rey, even when she thinks that Finn died, she is completely collected. Because you know when you're, like in the Star Wars, when you're attacking out of anger, you're doing straight shots to kill.
Yep.
She's doing more shots to try to knock him the fuck away. She's not
Cut his
going in for
robes
a
and
kill
everything.
during these
Mm.
like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you can tell when she
exactly.
gets him in the shoulder and when she gets him, in the face and kind of scratches him.
She gets some good hits in.
She could have killed him, but she didn't because she wasn't fighting out of the necessity to kill or out of rage. So
Yeah.
I feel like she definitely has way more control of the Force than we're led to believe. Like, she is super powerful.
Well,
Which
I think
makes
that
him
happened.
even
How
angrier.
great was that moment where she just took a moment, sort of collects her thoughts, and remember that bit saying like "Let the Force guide you," and she just after that moment she was just in. Like she wasn't backing down anymore.
Dude,
She was
that
going
was her
after
unlocking
him.
her special ability. She was
That's
just like,
absolutely
That was the
what it
Force
was.
guiding her.
She leveled up in that moment. Is
Right.
what she
Yeah.
did. She dumped
incredible.
her points. into
that's the
Force.
best way to level up during a fight, in the actual fight. But still, like,
She evolved into Raichu.
exactly.
She burned all of her meter.
I just think that now Kylo's like, I have to be better than Vader, but now I have to be better than Rey too. Like,
Yep.
he's just like, this dude is always going to be in competition with everybody, and that's why he's ultimately going to lose, I think,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is-
totally agree.
Yeah.
What happens when you have a tiny dick?
I really quick though, I wanted to go to this when Finn uses the lightsaber first and that stormtrooper says traitor. Honestly, when when the stormtrooper brings out like this like whatever bat that was like
Shock
had electricity
baton.
on it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I was like, I don't know, my
That was
inner like ghetto-ness in me came out. I was like, Squirrel, dude, let's go. I was ready to fight him too.
Like,
I was like,
shit.
let's go, come on, babe, come on, get him.
I liked it because I'm like, whoa, those are new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
so
love
cool. I was so into it. I was like, come on, Finn, left, right, get him, hit him, and then, but
That-
Finn knocked down.
And that technology means that they are prepping for lightsaber battle.
Yeah, that they're
Because
one
otherwise,
of
why
their...
would they?
No,
need it?
that's just like the things that the General
But it's
Grievous's
about-
guards had. The poles.
Yeah, that's
with
what
the
I
light-
got.
I
out
mean,
of it.
they haven't
The
used
light-
those in how long? Like they're pulling them out of storage. Like they know something's going on.
they're like in the
But
comics and
they're
stuff.
ready.
So
Yeah,
Well, I mean, Snoke even says there's been an awakening. Have you felt it to Kylo?
yeah.
So yeah. I
That's,
mean,
that's
I
what
love
my
it.
Kylo Ren action figure says when you press the button on him.
did y'all notice though? Like, if you go back and watch the trailers, like they choose the perfect lines because if they go like one line before, one line after, and from the lines in the trailer,
Would give
it gives away a
away.
spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they choose perfect lines,
Very
and
well
I'm just
done.
like, wow,
Not only
dude,
that,
that's
I
so.
It's
thought-
like literally right after it's like there's been an awakening. Have you felt it? And he's like,
Yeah,
yes.
thought-
And the girl, and it's like as soon as you say that line, you give away so much. of the
Or
movie.
even
Yeah, yeah.
Kylo when he's talking to the Vader helmet is like something grandfather, and then he says the line in the trailer, So
Yeah.
it's
were you guys surprised at how early they gave away like Kylo being
Yes.
Han's
Yeah.
son?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Very
like with the
early.
Snoke talk. I
Surprisingly
didn't think
early.
they would do that so early.
either.
Yeah, I was waiting for that to be the moment where Han actually screams Ben, and then we
Yeah.
would have been, as the audience, were like, wait, he knows him? But yeah, when they gave that away, I was like, wait. To me, that seemed like a reshoot. Like they wanted to add that
Yeah.
so they could reveal stuff even faster. I don't... Yeah, it felt
I think it would have
very
been better
auto-paced.
if it was like y'all said when he screamed Ben, and I'm just like,
Because
man,
then you'd have to go back
I
and
thought it was
reevaluate.
bullshit.
I think they
Movie.
should have left it for when Han and Leia first met, and he said,
Yeah.
"I'll
That
steal
too.
our son."
That too.
That too,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That
but
would have been
maybe
a
they
perfect
didn't want
moment,
to
actually,
pull.
'cause they would talk about their son.
Maybe
But-
they didn't want to pull a Vader like from A New Hope, where it's like, oh, he killed our son. No, he is our son.
Why did I know like Luke had a son Ben because he after Obi-Wan, but like why do they name him Ben? Like just cause? Like,
He was their buddy, and it was a good name, I guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking that was like a... Yeah.
yeah, that could be cool, I guess. But to me, like
They named him after one of the greatest Jedi Knights around. So
That too.
that's true. That is true.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
I don't know. Just to me, I was all like, so he's Kylo Ren in this name,
and
but
you
his
can't
regular
name
name
a
is
girl Ben.
no. I'm just saying like his parents are Han Solo, Leia, and then he's Kylo
Just
Ren
Ben.
in this alternate name. Yeah, he's just Ben. I was like, damn, what a whack ass name.
You know why? You know why it's a whack ass name? Because
Why?
Jason Solo was already taken.
True.
Some people get what that's a reference to, others don't. I love when I went into the theater, I had literally just explained, before even knowing the twist, I explained to the person next to me what the whole Jason Solo thing was about, only to find out in this movie, oh shit, he's his son too? Wow.
Hey. I don't know.
What
It's
sucks
like,
is when I was at the theater with one of my friends, he walks up because I was at the concession stand. He goes, "Oh, good, you took your helmet off. I thought it was you." And we got talking. He's like, "Yeah, I checked the Kotaku comments an hour before I was here
Aw.
to them talking about a PlayStation exclusive, and the top 6 posts were all the spoiler. He's like, it doesn't matter because it didn't ruin it for me, but he's like, you know what? It actually made it stronger because I felt like I knew it was coming and it was going to hurt more. So I was why not?
That's some real
I'm glad I knew
behavior
nothing,
that's been happening online. People just commenting on random videos. Here's the spoiler.
Well, that's like all
so
the
glad I
people
knew
that
nothing.
like miss the old expanded universe, like all the hardcore fanboys.
Yep.
They're like hacking people's accounts and spoiling it for people, and they're like, "Shit, get over yourself."
Come on,
Like,
guys. Come
I don't know.
on.
If I knew
Let's
at
all
least
try
the
and have
plot
some
for
fun.
the movie, though, I felt like that would still ruin the experience because I'm very much the older movie experience where you go in knowing as little as possible for any movie. I don't even care if it's I don't care what brand it is, whatever. For any movie,
You don't even care if it's the road chip.
Yeah, I don't even care if it's the road trip. So, like, especially that it's Star Wars as big as it is, I'm so glad I went in not knowing hardly anything. Like, I only knew from like 2 trailers actually, and like I don't know. I think it would have ruined if I knew he was Ben Solo. At least for me personally, just because I love the surprise moments of it, of knowing it in the act. But I guess to some people, like, it doesn't ruin the experience. But I don't know. Just to me, it seems like it does.
Let's say briefly too here, man. The practical effects, holy crap, did they make a difference when they actually get taken?
Hell yeah.
When they get taken upon the destroyer there, and you see them all walking around the bridge, I'm like, oh wow, this is real. This is a real place that we could stand
It
in.
looked real, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. Someone says someone got beat up at a theater because they spoiled the movie. I think that's just on.
I heard that too. People were
I don't
saying
think
that's
that's
my
true.
theater, and I'm like, that's some onion shit. I mean, I believe
that's
it,
one
but
of
that's probably
those-
some onion shit.
It's one of those satire sites where I think so at least. But
Star Wars nerds won't
about
beat up anyone.
dude, I was about to knock out someone and someone spoiled right there in the theater. I'd be like, "What's up? What'd you say? You want to say it again?"
Just get whacked with
say it
fake
again.
lightsabers all up and down.
Like I mean, I don't know. It's just like it's kind of really ruined. I know it's like what's spoiling a movie, but I think that's considered ruining someone's enjoyment and making someone unhappy.
Here was
And when you
my
do
thing,
that, you
like,
cross the line.
This is what I said. I don't care if you spoil any movie for me. Any Marvel, any DC movie, tell me everything. Every single plot point. I don't care if you spoil it for me because I'm still going to enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Star Wars, I'm different because I'm like, it's fucking Star Wars, right? So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Just don't spoil this for me because I want to. This is the only series I literally don't care, don't want spoiled for me. Everything
Plus,
else,
I mean,
I'm like,
it
no,
has
spoil
one of
it.
the greatest twists in history too. So there's that.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, everybody like planets die because there's so many planets that get destroyed.
Let's also talk about this for a second. All of us suspected that Han was dying. So when he died, we were kind of like, all right, we kind of expected that. Empire Strikes Back, what if, let's just hypothetically say, what if suddenly Rey turns to the dark side and fucking strikes down Luke? You know, if that got spoiled, I think I would literally kill someone. I'd be like, nope, you're dead. Like, nope.
I actually did, I didn't see the Han die moment. I know, y'all were saying, oh, he could possibly die or something, but I thought he was
Ford
still...
doesn't want any part of it anymore.
I was only saying he could possibly die because Ford was so happy to do interviews.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why it came after. I was like, so he died. I was like, no wonder he's been so happy. But I actually didn't think of it like that he was actually gonna die. Maybe I started to have a feeling, but I straight up just didn't know. I don't know. Maybe I just really became super closed off and I didn't want to know anything or feel anything. I just wanted to wait.
I didn't want to know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It really surprised me and even my dad. And when we saw it, and I was just like, what? Because it's crazy, but it's still.
And it's like poetry that it rhymes because he falls down the hole like so many other people before him.
Speaking of poetry, what about the trash compactor?
That's also
Captain Phasma.
You know what'd be funny though?
Been strangely absent of this review, actually.
We should actually talk about
because she was strangely absent from the fucking film.
Yeah, she's basically the Boba Fett of this film.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. She's better than Boba Fett because, she didn't get hurt by a blind person right away.
She didn't get beaten up by a blind person yet, but there's time. There's still 2 more movies.
Well, it depends if she died in the trash compactor. That's her end. She actually did just die in there.
But, is there, any... Because I don't, I haven't, went into the deep side of the internet of, who every single character is. But is there, if y'all seen anything of who is actually under the armor?
Yeah, it's
She might be
Brienne of
someone from the
Tarth.
expanded universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you watch Game of Thrones, she's the big freaking
No,
giant.
not Gwendolyn
Amazon
Christie.
lady.
I meant like her character.
Oh, no,
like,
nothing's been with that. Nope.
No, we don't know
okay.
who Phasma is.
No, I don't. Yeah, I knew it was Gwendolyn Christie, but
I think it's
Yeah.
so great that they had such a well-known Game of Thrones actress, and yet never once did they feel the need for her to take off the helmet the whole time. I thought that was great.
I feel like in the second one, like, her story arc in the second movie is going to heavily focus on wanting to find Finn and get him back and torture him and beat him. So she's definitely going to have a bigger arc in the second movie. Like,
Because she feels responsible for it, because he was under her command, and she kind of screwed up.
I think Vendettas is going to be a big part of the next movie, in fact, because we'll have the Kylo Ren vendetta against Rey, we'll have her vendetta against Finn. Now we just need someone for
that leads us to the
Princess Leia to have a vendetta
We'll have
against.
Hux.
Oh, yeah.
He'll
Well,
go
I mean, you
about
have
his whole Hitler speech again.
you have the First Order's vendetta against Poe because he basically one-shots Starkiller base, and they're like, man, we have to get that Poe Dameron.
They should nerf
Poe's
him in the
fucking
next
awesome.
one.
Yeah.
I just want to see more Poe.
Yeah, Poe's cool. You know what? Like,
He was.
I didn't think he died for 1 second because I saw a trailer, but still.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like, hey, he's not in the attack.
yeah,
Now,
but I knew it. Man.
when Shane and I reviewed this movie, this is what I said. This is the funniest Star Wars movie, not because they wanted it to be funny, because Poe is literally Han Solo 2.0.
Yes, he
Like,
is.
But-
he says the right line at the right time, and instead of shoving Jar Jar in your face and being like, funny, 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 Poe's just this cocky pilot who knows he can do everything, and he knows he's strong enough. So,
do you start talking, or do I start talking?
Yeah, his character literally felt like Nathan Drake from the PlayStation games.
Yep.
Like he was just he was the every guy that you want to be. Like that's the perfect guy right there. It's like
Oscar Isaac, man.
Oscar Isaac. He's so versatile at acting. Like he blew me away in this movie.
But you know what though? It's like
Nathan
Finn.
Fillion, actually.
Finn gave a lot of like humorous and lighthearted. Like he honestly, without Finn, I felt like it wouldn't have been as lighthearted. The movie, I think.
Oh,
Exactly.
that bit where he's mouthing off at Captain Phasma, like, who's in
That
charge
was
now? I'm in
amazing.
charge.
Yeah, I know, but I
was
kept.
amazing.
For me, like, Finn was so relatable. I think because when Ray was like, "Are you with the Resistance?" Like, yeah, this is what we look like. We're the Resistance. I was like, "Oh, Finn's trying to get it in." I was like, "Yeah, Finn."
This is what we
I was
look
like,
like
oh.
in Resistance, except for those who don't.
He had an excuse every time. He kept holding the hand, and at the end, even though he got a kiss on the forehead, I was like, "Hey, it's still a kiss, bro. A win's a win."
Close
You
enough.
know.
Close.
Oh,
Again,
win's a
that's
win.
another great thing about it. They didn't feel the need to shove in any ancillary romantic side plot. How nice was that?
But I feel like
And there's
even
no
it wasn't
incest.
shoved in, it was still like there in the background. Like it could happen if they wanted in the second movie. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it could happen, but it felt like that at least. But I know what you mean. Like they didn't put it in the forefront of it.
Yeah.
I'm glad they refrained from putting incest into this movie.
Same.
But really, for
That's
me,
one
I'm
thing we're
docking at
safe.
points because it's not in there.
Wait,
gets a
you're,
minus
You're from Canada, so
Wait,
It gets a
Leia
-5.
Leia cheated on Han with Lando Calrissian, and they are brother and sister.
Oh god.
Oh,
I was going to say this movie gets -5 for no brother sister loving, and it gets another -5 for no wedge.
oh. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll find out
you
what happens.
had
We'll have
me
to
as
be
in the
Luke.
cameo. I cameoed in it, so
You
True.
did.
True.
Matt Parkman cameoed. It was great.
Oh, that was
And he
cool. I'm
survived.
glad I thought he did. Yeah.
He's always in J.J. Abrams' films, though, Greg Grunberg.
It's true.
I wonder where Slusho was. That's always in.
Yeah.
Oh,
in
that'll be
JJ
there somewhere.
film.
Probably in the cantina scene somewhere. Someone will be
Yeah.
drinking a slasher.
How great is it we have the new Cantina band? How great was that with their
Oh.
new hit single?
Oh, how great was it that they put in the fucking werewolf from the original
I
edition?
love that.
I know,
freaking
it was
love
so
the
great.
werewolf.
Real
As soon
quick,
as I
though, like,
saw that, I smiled so much. I thought my face was like gonna drop off.
Did you
dude,
guys
in that
actually-
cantina scene though, when when you saw like some another person say call to the First Order and say that they're here, my dad leaned over to me. He's like, "Man, there's a bunch of snitches in the First Order." I was like,
All
He's
over
like,
the
he
place.
just told them that it was a safe place, and then
Snitches for the
Pike
rebellion,
at the door.
snitches for the First Empire. There's just snitches all over the galaxy, man.
Yeah,
I can't
I
go
I
wanna
was
know
nowhere.
like,
you
"You
guys-
right? Like snitches everywhere."
Did you guys
Snitches
catch on
don't get
this
snitches
Easter
in
egg?
Star Wars.
Because I heard
What did
about
he
the
say?
Easter egg, and I thought it was a bunch of shit. But seeing the movie twice, I paid attention, I saw it. And during a third showing, I just went in there when I heard that the scene was happening, and it is there. When they enter the cantina, as they're panning the camera around, in the far upper right of the screen, there's a character who is legitimately a human bat with glowing white eyes.
Yeah, I want to.
God damn it.
He's only a second
Batman.
and a half on the screen, maybe less, and it's an actual Batman. I was like, oh my god.
Confirmed it's in DC Universe.
I
It's
wonder
crazy.
if the what is it? What was it? The Tumblr that was under the Falcon? Like
Yes, it
in
was.
I kind of hope like they still had it in there. You know, just that's fun. Like I don't know, that's fun
Just can't
stuff.
see it.
Yeah, that's fun stuff to know.
Oh yeah, I
Who-
love
who
that
was-
video when it first came
Who
out.
was
That
Simon
was so
Pegg
cool.
though? I remember Daniel Craig.
Simon
Daniel Craig
Pegg
was the
was
guy
Chuck-
that.
He was the stormtrooper that got mind controlled by Rey.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
that
nice.
Daniel Craig, but who's like Simon Pegg?
Simon
the
Pegg was
junkyard
the
guy?
junker that shouts, "That's mine."
Oh,
Yeah, he was
okay.
the one who gives away the portions and took the Falcon and everything.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
junk
I
dealer
saw-
with the
yeah.
very British accent. He was that one.
No, but Daniel Craig's one was like just that little bit of levity still for the film to make it even more of a light-hearted tone. So I thought it was cool.
The best movie he was in all year.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I went
Leave
there.
the door open.
So let's talk about the future of Star Wars then. The last scene. Obviously, Luke Skywalker, he's going to train her. She found him. A lot of implications with that trailer and a lot of speculation that's going to happen for the next year and 5 months till episode 8.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? What is your speculation? Like, what is the relationship? Is he going to willingly train her? Does he turn her away at first? Like, what?
I think he's going to willingly train her. I think he'll just
I
pull a
think he's gonna
Yoda. By the
train her,
next
yeah.
movie, I think they'll skip time, and by the next movie, she's
Oh, yeah.
already deep into her training.
Yeah,
It'll be a
that's
similar
what I was
time
saying.
jump to we had to Empire.
Yeah, because I don't
Yeah.
know, like, if, because I mean, it'd be cool to see, like, another training, you know, how, like,
oh,
Luke
yeah.
did with Yoda, but I think they are going to
I
skip
think
it a bit
the
and say that
begun-
she's already been trained because
Look,
Snoke will
she's got to
already
run
trained.
around that water planet with Luke on her back is what's got to happen. He's like, hey, this is how I was trained.
He run up and down the stairs.
Well, you know they're going to have that moment between Rey and Kylo when they meet again. It's like, and now I'm fully trained, and she's like, so am I. And then, they start fighting, do their new moves and everything. They level
When
it
I
up,
left,
have
I was but a
power-ups.
student, but now I am the master.
Yeah.
Hey, me too.
Hey, hey, me too. Hey, high five. It's on Kylo's Facebook as an event. Like, finally became a master, finished his training.
He's Instagramming about it on Space Instagram.
Either just training with Snoke. What's
So-
good, everybody?
I do want to, for a second, talk about the far out future out there, because in 5 years, this series is over. 3 films,
Yeah.
they're done. We're moving along to more Star Wars, and it's going to be the standalone films. Far out into the future, do you guys think they do some sort of crazy time jump? And this is what my ideal Star Wars. Jump 250 years into the future after wherever the hell this ends, and focus on people that aren't the Skywalkers at all. Like, just
Yeah,
focus
make a
on
new lineage.
Jedi resurging, a new threat that's kind of like the Sith, but do not ever go back to that well. Like that.
So
family
literally
ended.
like a better version of the prequels. Really,
Yeah,
where
practically.
all
Let the
and
Jedi-
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically. And I think that'd be pretty cool because, I mean, I feel after this new trilogy, you're probably going to get another trilogy just different with
Yeah.
different, all around. And that's, how can we complain when we love the movies? So,
I literally expect in 6 years when they announce an episode, 10, 11, 12, that they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to be producing like 3 movies a year like Marvel now. You're going to get like a Boba Fett 2, and you're going to get like the Old Republic, then you're going to
I
get
don't
this
doubt
thing.
it.
Like, there's no way they don't cash in on. I mean, for all the Marvel movies and money that Marvel has made, Star Wars looks at that and goes, "Hey, chump change, get the fuck out of my way." So
$100 million before the
just in pre.
It's crazy. So what's your guys? What do you guys want out of the future of Star Wars after this series ends?
who wants?
I just want more. I just want something. I want. I want a smuggler movie. I want a Mandalorian movie. I want an Ewok movie.
I want Jimmy Smith's son or grandson. In there
Yes,
somewhere.
please. I want the ghost of Jimmy.
Yes, we
What I
want him to
want
come
will
back.
never happen though.
Oh.
What
Say
I
it,
want
say
is
it.
them to go back and remake the prequels and actually make them fucking good.
Well, see, that's what they
If
could
they
do
were
with
to
like
do
what
that,
Armin
they
was
would
saying.
make so much
They could
money.
do that with like what Armin was saying, like how they just
Do a
have
new
the
prequel.
Jedi like in
Yeah.
Yeah,
height
but
of
I
power
want
and
the Anakin
war
story, like get him as a teenager
Oh,
or
but
something.
you're talking about
like,
that, like straight up.
straight up
uh,
remake. Completely
yeah.
change the prequels.
That's like a
new
soft
canon.
remake / reboot of the
No,
prequel.
not even soft remake, like full on brand new. This is Anakin's origin. This is Qui-Gon Jinn. Darth Maul doesn't die. New trilogy.
Even though they're gonna probably do it in a comic or in a book somewhere, or even if they do Netflix series, which I wouldn't mind actually, I just really want either a movie or a series of the very ancient stuff. A comic books are cool,
Joe,
but I wanted
when you talk about that, my ideal Star Wars movie, literally that I want to explain that is like we get, we have these like people on a planet. They just now discovered like crude galaxy travel, right? And there's something calling to a certain few that they find, and it's literally like this tribe finds and starts dealing with the Force. They make these crude lightsabers that are literally like Kylo Ren style building that they're unstable, and explore the origin of the Force and the downfall of one of them to become the first Sith. Like, that's what I want. So we have a concrete origin of where does this order come from? Where does the power come from?
I mean, it could. I know it's probably be too expensive for like a Netflix series, or a TV series in general. But I mean, as a movie like that, whether it's like the spin-off versions, how like there's Rogue One and everything, you can have a spin-off movie of that, or if it's the basis of the new trilogy, I would just love to see something like that. You're right, the fall of the first Jedi.
Mission, like Shan and I always talk about like this type of shit when we're in the car, like what we want from our nerd fantasies, and all that. Literally, the perfect one I said to her, and we were both like, yeah. Give me a Game of Thrones on one planet and the different families or like the different cultures trying to use the power in a different way till only two emerge victorious. Like, just give me something that deep. We don't need space travel. We just want good stories in the Star Wars universe, right?
Do you know what I would love? An origin story
that takes place in the Senate.
Yeah, like so much.
The Senate have the Emperor's origins in the Senate or something as he learns to become a Sith, maybe. That would be fucking awesome.
This might be Rogue One, but that's because I don't remember what exactly Rogue One was going to be about. Forgive me for forgetting.
The Death Star plans.
Okay, never mind. That's just not going to be what Rogue One would be about. But like, just because for fun, why not have, if you're going to use Poe Dameron again, why not have an anthology movie based on Poe Dameron and his squad and have like a Fast and Furious type, like Black him flying. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be
I love
cool?
how Joe is so Mexican. He's like, I gotta work a Fast and Furious spin-off into every franchise I got.
Let's do it. Come on. Like,
Fast and Furious is already going to become a Fast and the Furious movie, so there you go.
Wouldn't it be cool to see, like, Poe leading, like, as, like, the Vin, and then, like, him leading his team, like, just flying everywhere, and, like, it's a lot of flying, and, like, it'll be...
He clearly looked like he had a team there. There was an Asian lady and another black guy,
there you
some
go.
aliens.
There you go. It might be just that might be the way Rogue One goes about, like Fast and Furious 1, where they're stealing stuff, like a heist film, like a Point Break almost.
That would be cool.
That'd be,
I so want it to be like a heist film.
Fast and Furious Rogue Squadron. You're right.
I like Poe's team
with X-Wings.
I like Poe's team instead of being like Red 1, Red 5. It was like Black 1 and Black 5.
Yeah, I like that too.
He's so cool, dude. He's so because he I don't know. Just there's this thing about Poe that I just want. It's like you said, Han Solo 2.0. It's like I just want
Oscar Isaac is
so
going to be huge.
He's
going to be huge.
Amazing actor.
Even with
like they're all going to be good, but him especially. Like that's a star making turn in this one.
Oh, let's hope that doesn't happen. Adam Sandler is Chewbacca. No.
in a Netflix film.
I just want them to remake now the holiday special and put make Chewbacca's retarded son canon.
Lumpy.
So, I guess to end this podcast and this forecast, is there anything else that you guys want to say regarding Star Wars Episode 7 that we might
I gotta see it again.
Yeah, go see it.
If I could afford it, I'd see it again in a heartbeat.
Here's the thing. I knew I was probably going to like it. I didn't think it was probably going to end up being one of the best movies I saw of the year.
Yeah. But this is what I said, and it's hard to believe. My expectation was so high that I didn't think it could live up to it. Like, I was going to walk out and be like, well, fuck, that didn't live up to what I expected. And it actually surpassed that. This is one of the only movies ever, other than, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's ever done that. So... Yeah, pretty impressive,
It was a galaxy-like revelation.
Now, in fairness, we're all pretty soft sells for this, but at the same time, we're also the hardest people to please. So,
but it's at the same time, I know y'all probably have been waiting for this movie longer than I have because y'all are way not like older than me, like 7 years or something like that.
Listen, son, my back hurts right now. Okay.
yeah, but like it's still like I remember what was it, like 5 or something when the prequels came out, and I saw like the original first because my dad, wanted me to see those. He didn't even know like the prequels were going to be bad. He just wanted me to see the first ones, and then he found out the prequels are bad. But like I just remember I was like, oh
as
man,
we all did, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was like I just remember like I remember I loved the Jedi first and the whole like Luke and the story, but then for a time, when I was like going edgy, I was like, yeah, Darth Vader, Sith, and then I realized, forget edginess.
Forget edginess, Joe 2015.
But were you lucky enough to see the original films on VHS before you saw the prequels then?
Yeah, we actually had them. I think
thank God.
I think we sold them, or we have them in Mexico somewhere. The VHS of the originals. I don't remember. But yeah, it's like it's one of these things that is a generational thing, and we all love it. It's hard to not have seen these movies, but there are people who haven't, So
I have close friends to me that admitted they've never seen Star Wars. I almost want to fucking punch them. I'm like, how? How are you
Star Wars and The Godfather?
You have to actively be trying not to watch it at that point.
Yeah, it's like, how do you not see these movies?
Dude, do you not have Spike TV? They play them nonstop.
But, I mean, I saw this thing, not seeing Star Wars is at this point the new being vegan.
But it's honestly
you can't
like
stop saying about it as well.
But to me, like, it's honestly the same thing as, like, if you're a sports fan, it's like if you don't watch the Super Bowl, the playoffs, the World Cup, It's, how do you not watch these amazing, like, achievements of nerdhood?
Well, if you're a fan of the sport, you gotta watch them, right? So...
Yeah, but if you're a fan of, like, nerd stuff in general, you know what I mean? Like, comics,
you gotta at least give it a try. Like, I mean, some people prefer Trek to Wars or Wars to Trek, but you gotta give it a try.
Those things are so comparable. You could literally compare, like, taking a shit to fucking drinking, like, I don't know, the best beverage ever, because Star Trek, Star Wars, not related at all. Nothing comparable. So, I guess we're going to end it with that. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We had our standard podcast time, just talk about one topic, which means we'll be back, like we are normally in the week, to talk more about, other stuff that happens, and probably some more Star Wars, too, so...
Yeah, it's going to be a Star Wars.
Yeah, we won't be able to stop talking about this for a while.
Nope.
And just remember, kids, like Han Solo said in the movie, women's always finds out the truth.
Always.
It's true.
Perfect
it's
line.
true.
Perfect line.